talk about it. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Go ahead, restart. What is it that we're here to talk about today?
Okay, today I want to focus on getting better quality food at better grocery stores. I live in a food desert, so it's very hard to get good quality proteins and different things like that. If I do want better products, I have to drive like 30 to 45 minutes, even an hour outside of where I live to get better ingredients that, of course, it's not, everything's expensive. So it's not even a price tag at this point. At this point, it's just getting access to better quality food.
Okay. Okay. So living in a food desert, trying to pursue a fitness, fat loss, body composition goal, knowing that that starts with your nutrition, but not necessarily living in an environment where you have access to a Whole Foods, or you have access to a Trader Joe's, you have access to an organic market, and that being something, that might be a deterrent for you. Okay. What do you have access to? What's nearby?
Nearby are a lot of like mom and pop shops that don't have the best quality ingredients. The area where I live is a huge Latino population. So I'll be able to get some things, but even few of the things that I do find that are fewer ingredients are marked up like 3 times the price. So it's even like more incentivized for me to go to the other more affluent neighborhoods to get some of the things, because just the other day I got like, I think some butter. It's like $7, but it only had 3 ingredients, right? And just even like maple syrup is like $15, but it only has 1 ingredient. So trying to be mindful. I have a bunch of mom and pop shops around me. I don't have any markets like those local markets to get like local produce. What I can do is drive about 30 minutes. I know there's an Asia market about 30 minutes away from me. There is a Trader Joe's that's 45 minutes from me, and then a Whole Foods that is 30 minutes from me.
Okay. Let's get creative. All right. One last question though before we dive into the strategy, like what I would recommend you do about this. What are those things that you wish the mom and pop shop had, right? When you say I'm looking for better quality options, what are those things that you're looking for that they don't have?
Looking for lean protein, high quality, like wild caught seafood, like fish, not farm raised. I'm looking for also lean beef. I don't think there's a butcher by me, but just lean protein, options for non-dairy stuff, like maybe like oat milk, different things like that. Every now and then it'll be on sale, but it's not always available because people don't really buy it. It's another problem with a food desert. When you do find something that's really good, it's not stocked because it's not a popular item. It's like never on sale.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. Here's how I'm thinking about this in a number of ways, right? The first is from the standpoint of an educator who works really closely with populations and understands the bigger context of the conversation that's going on right now. I want to be healthy, but because of where I live and because of the access of the community that I live in, it seems as if there is a bigger barrier to me pursuing my health simply because within this community, there's not access to those things that you typically need to be healthy, right? I completely understand, right? Worked there, lived there, seen the film, understand. Okay. That's one part of this conversation. And this whole socioeconomic thing is something that we work on in our profession. We work on getting kids and families the access that they need to, one, change the communities that they live in, and then two, if they want to, find better places. Okay. There's that. Two is when I think about making this easier for someone who is pursuing a fitness, fat loss, or health goal, but doesn't have a lot of access to things nearby and doesn't have a lot of time to be running back and forth to the grocery store. The first thing that comes to my mind is you need to set a date or two in your month to go and get all of the things that you can imagine needing, and specifically things that can remain frozen until you need them, right? There is absolutely nothing wrong with frozen fruit, frozen vegetables, frozen proteins. If you need to make your monthly trip to a secondary grocery store outside of the mom and pop shops nearby, and you just need to deep freeze all the stuff that you bought for those 2 weeks or all the stuff that you bought for that month, that's my number one recommendation. Use your freezer. Okay? Use the freezer. The second recommendation is considering what does like a delivery service look like? And I think we might have talked about this a few months ago. I think you were using either HelloFresh or something like that. You were using a delivery service, right?
I think I could do Amazon Fresh. I think that might be an option for me because I know
Yeah.
that you get a discount as a Prime member with like
You
Whole
do?
Foods and stuff like that. So that's something that I could look into.
You do? And here's the thing. Whole Foods isn't the only place that sells quality produce, right? Sure, Amazon has a relationship with them, but get yourself on Instacart or DoorDash or whatever it is that you need to find, and somebody nearby, has the types of apples that you want or the types of vegetables that you want, especially if you want them to be fresh. Okay. Whole Foods is a great luxury, right? You can definitely shop there if you can, and other places have that stuff as well. Okay. Use the delivery service, find out where you can get the stuff. A green bean is a green bean, whether it's a green bean from Whole Foods or from Walmart, right? We definitely want to try to find the ease in that. And then my other question is like, what can you get that feels comfortable, that feels attainable, and that feels useful toward this goal from the places that are close by, right? Maybe you can get a bag of rice and some black beans, and maybe you can get some chicken breast, and maybe you can get some nuts and seeds. Maybe you can get like a lot of this high quantity things that you need from things that are nearby, but maybe you go for the fresh or frozen stuff from something that you can get delivered, right? But what can you get from nearby is the other question that I have.
What I can get nearby, there's a Aldi, maybe that's like maybe 10,
Okay.
15 minutes away from me, and I try to shop organic when I'm there. Like I try to get organic lean chicken. They don't have wild caught fish, but you got to pick your battles. They do
Yes.
have some grain, they have some grain bread. I haven't seen wild rice, but I know I can get like grains, seeds, and nuts and organic chicken from Aldi's.
Mm-hmm.
So start that's like a base, but the produce is definitely something where I will have to outsource it.
Okay. Perfect. So Aldi, a great place to go. And then too, remember, because we're talking about frozen produce as well as an option for you, right? So don't stray away. If Aldi has a frozen section, which they do, don't stray away from going in there and seeing what's available. Okay. The other thing is a little bit deeper conversation around like this organic thing, right? There are facets of your nutritional approach that are much more important than whether or not your food is organic or farm raised, right? That is like the pinnacle. If we're building a triangle here, that's like the top of this triangle when it comes to your nutritional approach. So then let's like build this nutrition triangle. First things first, am I eating food that's real? At the bottom of the triangle, is my food like from earth? Can I go outside and find it somewhere? Is it an apple? Is it an orange? Is it a fish? Right? Is it a chicken? Can I go into nature and find it? Or has this been processed to become something else? Is it a potato chip? Is it a French fry? Is it a candy bar? Is it a donut? Is it a noodle? The first question that we ask about your nutrition is whether or not it is actual food. Okay. Step one. Step two, is this actual food that is going to be helpful in the pursuit of my goal? Your goal being overall health, weight loss, right? And so we think overall health and for weight loss, what do I need to be prioritizing? I need protein, I need vegetables, and I need some source of trace fat, trace carbohydrate. Okay. Protein and vegetable are essential. Fats are also essential. The rest of your carbohydrates are whether or not you need them. Okay. So is my food real? Is it helping me toward my goal? Right. Am I eating the quantity of food is the next tier. Am I eating the amount of food that I need to actually make progress toward my goal? Am I eating more than this? Or am I eating less than the amount of food that I need to make progress toward my goal? So we're building up this ladder. Is my food real? Is it helpful? Am I having enough of it? And that's 95% of the equation right there, right? And I think this is a conversation we have is like majoring in the majors here, right? If you can get close to your, is it real and is it helpful at the mom and pop market nearby, do that. Because the next level is, can I afford it? Before we even get to the top, is like, can I afford this real helpful food that's getting me to my goal? Okay. And then the pinnacle, the last like 1% is whether or not it's organic or free range or humanely sourced or da 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 da. That's the last 1%, right? Okay. Hopefully that's helpful as we think about like nutritional priorities. It's good stuff to keep in mind, but it's not the biggest thing. It's not the most important thing in the slightest. The most important thing is whether or not you have a diet filled with actual food versus food product, right? That alone is 75% of it. Okay. What's that opening up for you?
It's opening up a lot. It's helping me to try to think more creatively. I know on Sundays, my son, I just put him in an art class in a very nice neighborhood. So on Sundays
Okay.
can be one of the days that I can go to one of the nicer places. And it's also making me thinking of prepping some stuff ahead, throwing it in the freezer.
Yes.
I know that's very helpful because I know if I don't plan out meals, a lot of eating out, that's not helpful.
Yeah.
And just making the most of, I guess, what is available.
Yes. And so this goes back to like what we talked about, let's just call it a month ago, when we talked about creating your plan for the week. All right, I'm trying to find it now. Here we go. Creating your meal strategy for the week, right? This is an exercise that literally will take you 15 minutes. You can do this in the bed, right? On a Saturday or Sunday morning. You don't even have to put on clothes to do this exercise. But this exercise thinks about, okay, I need protein, vegetables, probably gonna need some carbs, definitely need some fat throughout my week. I'm gonna need a snack. Probably gonna want some fruit, might want some dessert in here. So let me figure out what this is gonna look like. Okay. And you take 15, 20 minutes on your Saturday or Sunday morning to lay in the bed and think about what this needs to be. And you also give yourself an opportunity to figure out where that's going to come from. Right. Cool. I need rice this week. I need beans this week. I need chicken breast this week. I can go downstairs and get that. I also need frozen produce, which I'm not going to be able to find at mom and pop. I can't get that from Aldi. So I definitely need to get to Aldi today. And then I already have some wild caught salmon and some humanely sourced lean ground beef in the freezer from Whole Foods from when I went 2 weeks ago. So I'll pull that out this week. All right. This is where this planning thing sets you up for success. Okay. So start with this. You can also slate it out. This is just pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be organized, right? It doesn't have to be straightforward. You can put in a note in your phone. You can text it to your partner. That's how easy this needs to be. So, okay, this week we're having do. I need to go get it from Doc M. Doc. Okay. So definitely come back to this. I'll grab the link again. You should have it though, but I'll grab the link again. All right. What else?
In terms of the food, because I know that I'm building momentum with the steps, but the food, I've been all over the place with that. And I feel like I need to reel it back in. I feel like the last couple, I want to say like the last 2 weeks, this is getting into the third week. I've been consistent with the movement and also trying to incorporate water. So I want to realign the focus with the food now.
Okay. So then we kind of took like a big picture, objective, like by the month, by the week view at how we should approach this nutrition idea. We took like some high level, but now it's time to drill in and find where is the micro habit that we have an opportunity to build right now. And perhaps the micro habit is as simple as I need to spend 15 minutes with my meal plan once or twice a week. I just need to spend some time thinking about it once or twice a week. All right, maybe that's the micro habit. Maybe on Saturday mornings and on Wednesday evenings, I'm going to put in my calendar, it's time for me to think of my food. All right. What do you think, or where do you think is a good place for us to start in terms of setting a micro goal that we can build upon in this big picture conversation of, I want better nutrition habits? Where should we start in terms of the micro habits that build this up?
I think that the micro habit of putting it in my calendar and spending 2 days out the week planning and strategizing to think about food.
Bingo. Which days are we putting it on?
Wednesdays, I think I want to plan out, and then Sundays, I think I want to do the shopping.
Perfect. Perfect. Let me see if I can add that to the calendar. Ooh. All right. I'm not able to add that, but you please do. You add
Okay.
that to your calendar so that it's something you can repeat every week, okay?
Okay.
So Wednesdays and Sunday, you're just gonna set aside some time to think about it. And please honor that time. Just like you would honor, work meeting. This is a meeting with yourself. Place it somewhere where it makes sense in your day to have a meeting with yourself. Obviously, it's probably not a great idea to have a meeting with yourself at 1 p.m. on Sunday. One is football time. Two is right after church. Three, I'm probably at brunch, listening to church, watching football, right? So it's probably not a good idea on Sundays at 1 p.m. for me to do this. So find the time that you can actually spend 5 to 15 minutes thinking about it, okay? Secondly, how do we hold ourselves accountable? Like, what does this look like then in practice on a day-to-day? Okay, we set it up on Sundays and Wednesdays, but then what is the evidence on a day-to-day, every day? This is the evidence that I have sat down with my nutrition. I've thought about where it's going to come from. And then on Sundays, I went and got what I needed to execute the plan. What is that? What does the execution of the plan look like Sunday through Saturday?
That's a good question. Maybe when I check in with you on Wednesdays, I can show you the worksheet.
Yes.
I haven't got that far yet. I'm gonna be honest. I've never thought about what it looks like in practice. I think I've been focused too much on the going and the doing.
Yep. We go and then we do, and then we keep doing every day. That's the practice. We keep doing day in, day out. So there are a couple of things that will be evidence of you having sat with your plan and you having gone to the store to get what you need. I guarantee you're gonna hate this first answer. I know you're gonna hate it. Yes. What's the first answer?
Of course, me. My habits. The tracker, and then on Friday, the results or non-results on Fridays is going to be a reflection of how much time I'm spending
My goodness.
executing this. Mm-hmm.
So the most direct outcome, the evidence and then the outcome is exactly what you mentioned. The evidence is Sunday through Saturday, here's my food log. Whether you put it here, whether you message it to me, whether you put it on a sticky note, we talk about it on Wednesdays, Sunday through Saturday, here's my food log. It won't be perfect. And that's great. It's great. I'm not expecting 100% accuracy or perfection with your food logging system. However, if this is a goal that we have and it's a goal that we're trying to achieve, having and working toward a consistent food log is a dadgum near necessity. It is almost the most important thing that we could do, because this is the day to day, in and out, consistency, showing up every single day. That's what this looks like, right? Step one, it's the food log. So then when we think about the food log, what feels like the lowest barrier to entry on the food log? Like, what is it? Is it the photo? Is it the macros? Is it the note? What is it?
I think it's the photos and notes to you. I don't know why I'm so resistant to still look at calories and break all of those things down. I think it's very overwhelming for me still. So just the act of logging it for me, I think is going to be helpful to create that habit.
Don't do it. Don't log the calories. Don't look for the macros if that's not something that feels good for you, right? Here's the beautiful thing too. When it comes to food logging, this is only something that we need to do for a little while. I like to explain it like this. When you need to review your budget, it's probably the top of the year and right before tax season, right? That's probably when you need to sit down with your budget the most. Outside of life happening and we're having a baby and somebody got a new job and da 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 da. You need to sit down with your budget, see what everything is looking like at the top of the year and right before you pay your taxes. You need to sit down with your budget. The same thing is true here. We're sitting down with our food budget, right? And we're not even really paying that minute micro attention to the food budget. We just write it down, right? So we're doing that because we have this goal, right? And for as long as we have this goal, at this phase, because we talked about phases on Saturday, at this phase with this goal, we'll do this. Then we'll get to a place where we're skating, we don't have to do it anymore. And then we'll knock on the door of the next phase. And then we'll need to review the budget. And then we'll pick it up, we'll get into a group, and we don't have to do it anymore, right? Okay. So I've added that, log your food or notes. I've added that to your daily record, just like your step goal. All right. So when you go in and you see that you have your step goal and you tap it complete, you'll do the same thing for your food log, tap it complete. Okay. And so then when we have our conversation on Wednesdays, we will be looking for those things. All right. How are we feeling now?
I'm feeling better. I feel like breaking it down and putting actionable steps is helpful. So whereas before it just felt very overwhelming, having like some action steps and some accountability is helpful for me. And I will be checking in with you during the week, like if things are not going well or if anything changes, I'll just reach out to you.
That's exactly what I'm here for. I only do this. Thank God. I don't get to do anything else. I only do this. So if you need anything, I'm only doing this. Okay?
Okay.
Beautiful. All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your week. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for allowing me to record this as well. I think this will be really helpful for people. And I will be sure to send you the recording once it's up and ready. Okay?
Thank you. See you later.
Thank you. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.